Get ready. We are massive fans of the whole UK theme park scene. Not only does this part of the world have some incredible parks, but they also have some incredible rides that are known all around the world. With that being said, as progressive theme park fans, we understand change is necessary in order to grow and improve. We've seen many great rides arrive and then later on in life make way for something new and innovative. Consequently, many guests feel sad when an old ride is retired due to the nostalgic factor, but more often than not, this change is justified by the quality of the replacement ride. So in this video, we're going to suggest 5 UK rides that we think should close in 2023, and we'll also offer some suggestions for what we think would be a good replacement for them. As a disclaimer, just because a ride is in this list does not mean that we don't like it. If you see your favourite ride here, don't take it personally. Sometimes rides just reach the end of their life cycle, and sometimes the best option is to replace it with something new. Give the video a like if you agree with any of our suggestions, and press the subscribe button to keep up with our channel. Now get ready. Number 5. Rita, Alton Towers. Rita is an Intamin launch coaster that opened in Alton Towers back in 2005. Located in the dark forest area of the park, Rita was once a top-tier innovative coaster when it first opened. In fact, Alton Towers marketed it as the best Alton Towers ride ever. To be fair, even at 17 years old, Rita is still the second fastest coaster in the park, and did receive a retheme back in 2010 when Ugland became Dark Forest. You could definitely argue that Rita is still relevant and popular, but going by today's standards for similar rides, we feel Rita is a UK ride that has more than hit its ceiling. If we compare Rita to more recent Intamin launch coasters such as Taron in Phantasialand and Universal's Velocicoaster, it's clear that the ride is lacking. For example, although Rita is fast, it's still slower than its more recent counterparts. From a logical point of view, this speed gap should only increase as the years go on. Moreover, the coaster is a single launch model as opposed to multi-launch, reducing the thrill aspect of the coaster as the ride progresses. In terms of theming and story, we've seen what Alton Towers can do with regards to the opening of Wicker Man in 2018. However, although Alton Towers does incorporate a story and theme into Rita, we feel aside from maybe the beginning of the ride, this is pretty much non-existent by today's standards. Alton Towers could definitely benefit from replacing it with something else. In our opinion, we would love to see a heavily themed Intamin manufactured multi-launch coaster similar to Velocicoaster take its place. It's well known that Alton Towers can't build above the tree line, so a launch coaster lends itself well to this park, as it doesn't rely on height for momentum. We don't want to speculate too much on what Secret Weapon 9 would be, but we'd love to see a new coaster in the Dark Forest in the near future. Number 4. Rattlesnake, Chessington World of Adventures. Opening in 1998, Rattlesnake has been a fixture in Chessington's Mexicana land for over 20 years. The coaster does get a lot of mixed reviews, with some people enjoying its wild track, with others saying it's a little bit painful due to some of the sharp, unbanked turns. Overall, the ride is quite a bog standard Wild Mouse coaster layout that is themed around a Mexican mine during the Wild West era. Rattlesnake hasn't really seen a lot of love since it was originally opened. The lack of refurbishments is an indication that the park may not be as invested in the attraction as it is with others. We believe that this is another reason why the attraction should be replaced with something better. In terms of what could be a good replacement for the ride, we're thinking another dark ride could be a great addition to the park. Some viewers may be thinking that the area Rattlesnake currently occupies may be too small for a dark ride. While this may be true, if the attraction was to build up into 2 stories, this could solve the issue. In 2017, Chessington opened its highly acclaimed The Gruffalo River Ride Adventure Dark Boat Ride. There is a serious lack of top-class dark rides across the UK theme parks, and with Chessington already having one top-tier dark ride, adding another could make this park a lot more attractive to dark ride lovers. This could definitely boost overall attendance. With Chessington World of Adventure's main theme being around animals, it would be very easy to create an animal-themed dark ride, perhaps keeping the Rattlesnake idea. Replacing Rattlesnake with a dark ride attraction could be a great opportunity for Chessington World of Adventures, helping the park to continue to stay relevant into the future. Number 3. Jormungandr, Drayton Manor. Okay, stick with us here because we know this ride just got a retheme in 2022. Drayton Manor unveiled a new Viking themed land featuring 3 brand new rides and a retheme of the Buffalo coaster into Jormungandr. The new flat ride Loki in particular has been getting a lot of attention for its mesmerising movement. The reasons we think Jormungandr should be replaced are, firstly, it dates all the way back to 1987. Secondly, it's a powered coaster that's pretty tame by today's standards. And lastly, we think this new area deserves a flagship attraction to really bolster not just the Viking land, but Drayton Manor as a whole. Drayton Manor has lost some of its key thrill rides in recent years, like G-Force and Apocalypse. While they are perhaps moving away from big thrills and more towards family attractions, we think a new thrill ride here could help make the park more attractive to thrill seekers across the UK. One of Jormungandr's greatest feature is how it ventures out over the lake. It makes for scenic views both on and off ride. A bigger, non-powered coaster that goes out over the water could be a perfect replacement for us. It would of course stay within the Viking theme. Perhaps an RMC hybrid coaster or an RMC single rail coaster could work here. These two ride types have become hugely popular in the theme park world in recent years, but the UK has not seen any arrivals of either just yet. Drayton Manor could make a big impact in the UK theme park industry by being the first to provide such an attraction. Number 2. Walking Dead, Thorpe Park. The Walking Dead, The Ride, is an indoor coaster which opened in 2018 as the retheme of X No Way Out. The coaster is manufactured by Vekoma and uses its Enigma model, which is optimized for indoor coasters. The ride itself is actually pretty unique, with the only other Enigma model in the world found in Dream Park, Egypt. Unlike many other UK rides, The Walking Dead, The Ride is themed around a pretty popular piece of intellectual property. The Walking Dead series first premiered in 2010 to huge fanfare. Since then, the show has produced 11 seasons, with the final season airing in 2022. Although the show has been produced for 12 years, we think it's fair to say its popularity has definitely waned in more recent years, and may also not be relevant to younger audiences. It's worth noting that The Walking Dead, The Ride does incorporate decent theming and storytelling around the attraction. This is helped by the ride's pre-show, which helps set the mood before guests actually enter into the ride cars. Although the theming in the ride itself is definitely lacking. On the other hand, while the ride overall may be passable, the building which the ride is housed in definitely could be used for something even better. If Thorpe Park were to replace the ride, now would be a good time to do it, seeing as the Walking Dead series is coming to an end. The Enigma coaster model has become quite dated, with the Walking Dead The Ride track being built way back in 1996, meaning a refresh is definitely warranted. We would love to see some kind of top tier dark ride go into the building that currently houses this coaster. As mentioned before, the UK lacks quality dark rides, and this is prime real estate for something like this. Some viewers may argue that Thorpe Park already has a decent dark ride in Darren Brown's Ghost Train, but we see this as more of a VR experience than a traditional dark ride. We think a trackless dark ride similar to Symbolica in Efteling could be a great replacement for The Walking Dead, and really give the park a relevant added dimension to their overall attraction lineup. Number 1. The big one, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Listen, we know the big one is an important coaster in the UK coaster lineup. It was once the tallest coaster in the world and is still the tallest coaster in the UK. But coaster fans will know that taller doesn't always mean better. The big one has gotten pretty rough over the years since its opening back in 1994, and while some parts of the track have been replaced in recent years, it's probably fair to say it doesn't quite live up to its appearance. It might be the first coaster you'll see when coming into Blackpool, but it's not the best. Some things we like about the big one are its view from the top and its ability to take you all around Blackpool Pleasure Beach, so we think a replacement should offer these features too. For us, a B&M hypercoaster would be a perfect replacement here. The likes of Shambhala in Portaventura and Fury 325 in Carowinds are great examples of this ride type. They're famous for offering high speeds, lots of airtime and incredible smoothness. This is another ride type we haven't seen in the UK, and Pleasure Beach could draw big crowds by being the first to offer it. It would allow the park to retain its title of housing the tallest coaster in the UK, while also providing great views from the top of the coaster. It would also maintain the wonderful skyline that people are accustomed to seeing in Blackpool. If you enjoyed this video, check out our deep dive into the reasons why the UK doesn't have more dark rides. A link to that will be on screen now. Which UK theme park attraction would you like to see get a bit of a change up? Leave a comment down below and let us know. And now you're ready.